Good evening and welcome to another Max Sports show. It's a Saturday evening, raining outside, but we're gutted. Yeah, welcome to the program. Thank you very much for joining us on Facebook and on YouTube. Tonight, I'm a bit speechless because after watching today's cricket, it's been a hammering. So it's made me a bit quiet. Tonight, my guest is in the studio, Mahdi Hussain again. Welcome, Mahdi.
Thank you for having me, Mac. I'm also gutted, very upset, and the rain doesn't help us, does it?
It's a miserable evening after such a wonderful day.
It is.
What do you think? I mean, you were saying yesterday, all we need to do is get them out for 400 first thing in the morning, get a few runs, and then it'll be all over.
Yes, however, it's not happened, has it? England have gone on, about 583. They've declared, I think eventually our bowlers just got to that stage where they were just bowling, just no average bowling, nothing special. And they're just waiting for England to declare. And England declared for England, it was a very good time.
It's pity, wasn't it? Pakistan were actually, I was absolutely astounded when I looked at this morning's bowling and when people were just coming in and were just putting the ball on there and say, here, hit us, get a few more runs. And it's just shocking how, unfortunately, the Pakistan so-called brilliant bowling attack just fell to pieces. There was absolutely no real impact whole day. Yes, all day, the experts were saying, oh, Pakistan bowling brilliant and stuff, they bowl well and so forth. No penetration. And then, every single thing. And when you've got somebody who hasn't bowled in Test cricket for 11 years, maybe he didn't even probably bowl when he actually first played for Pakistan, there's a few matches. Fard Alam gets you 2 wickets for 46 runs. Is it maybe more than 46? I think what the figures were. When he is the top bowler, then that's saying something about Pakistan bowling. How do you equate that? Pakistan bowling is rated really, really highly, and yet whole day, the bowlers struggled, and only in the end picked up 3 wickets, and that's because the onslaught at the end.
It is. They do, talk highly of Pakistan bowlers, especially fast bowlers and the spin. However, there was nothing special today. There was nothing. Average bowling, but I think we're lacking. Well, the Pakistan team's lacking in experience. It's just the same bowl. So if you just look at the bowlers, Shaheen Shafi, this the same bowl. We have got someone special, Muhammad Abbas. However, he's not picked up a wicket today. His economy has been very well, but he's not picked up a wicket. Naseem Shah, 17-year-old, I think they're just going for the pace. He's not going to be no match winner, I reckon, in the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, the thing is, it's far too young, aren't they? The fact that they've been brought in and then they're actually not. I think there's a slight problem with your microphone. Let's see if you plug in, if it's plugged in properly or something. Yeah, it is plugged in. So I don't know whether I'll take the plug out and see how it goes. Is that any better? Okay. Well, we'll just work out on those basis. I don't know why that is thing. But we've talked about the fast bowlers. We've got one of the best fast bowlers in the history as a coach, Waqar Younis. So what's been happening with him?
He can only guide the bowlers. He can only guide them. Guys, to this batsman, bowl to this, in this pitch you can bowl this. But he's not going to get on the, pitch himself and bowl. So he can only consult the players. I think they should have not gone with Naseem Shah in this test. I strongly believe we should have brought Sohail Khan in, because if you look at the matches that they played between themselves, Pakistan Greens, Pakistan Whites, Sohail Khan was the only one that was picking 5 wickets in each game. So they should have, picked him. But each time, if you look at another tour, now if you look at Pakistan probably touring England in another few years' time, I don't think you're going to see Shaheen Shafi. I don't think you're going to see Naseem Shah. I think they're going to have 2 new bowlers. Same 16, 17-year-olds. They probably have, Mohammad Musa or Musa Khan. And they're just constantly changing. We've had the best bowlers. Pakistan has had the best bowlers. Asif, Shoaib Akhtar, Waqar, Wasim. Unfortunately, we're just going through that patch.
No, but even currently, if you're thinking about what you just said, right, was Sohail Khan last time he actually played here, he did get 3 wickets. He picked up 5 wickets, I think, in one of the games. But it seems like, why cutting? I mean, also Naseem is young, So if he's bowled, he's played in 2 matches, maybe don't give him a back-to-back match, give him a rest, and he should have brought in Sohail Khan. Because sometimes you want players. Jofra Archer was rested.
Yeah.
Okay. And today when he came in for the last
Wow.
few, whoa. And players were talking about, everybody was saying this wicket's slow, right? The wicket is not, there's no bounce in it, there's everything else. Well, it didn't seem like Jofra Archer wasn't playing on that same wicket, because it seems he was a lot quicker. And early in the afternoon, I said to people, people would say to you on Facebook that, the people are always making comment that, this is a batting track. Well, I said, wait till Pakistan get on it. And when Pakistan did get onto it, unfortunately, they just fell apart. Jimmy Anderson was just absolutely unplayable, absolutely brilliant, fantastic. Our best bowler, as you say, Mohammad Abbas. Abbas bowled really well, but didn't pick anything. So where do we go from here?
Well, to be honest with you, let's see now. It's about coming in tomorrow. Can Pakistan hang in there? Because you want to hang in, you want some strong partnerships, but who have they got left? They've got Asad Shafiq, they've got Azhar Ali, which I think is going to take another 80 balls to make about another 5-6 runs by the time he gets out. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he puts some score on that scoreboard. We've got Mohammad Rizwan and Fawad Alam. Apart from that, who else have you got? You can't rely on Yasir Shah. He's not an all-rounder. Yes, he made a century in Australia, but you can't really rely on him, can you? And I see a follow-on. I see
ending tomorrow.
I see a follow-on.
I think it's disaster. I mean, Malik Saab said, who can you see climbing the mountain? I can't see anybody. I think the best hope we had was, Babar Azam, and at the end of the day, he's gone. You look at Crawley, brilliant, 2.5 days, 267 runs. He made our Pakistani bowlers look absolutely ordinary. Okay, so he's done that, and one of the best players in one of the best batsmen they're talking about, Babar Azam comes on that wicket, and he's gone. It hasn't lasted a few overs, just can't believe on.
See what England's done. England, they had 10.5 overs to bowl Pakistan at. They came in very aggressive, and I was watching that, and Babar Azam, he did not look very confident. There was a ball just before he got out, I believe it was Jofra Archer, and he just missed his bat, and at that time I said, you know what, this guy's
he actually didn't even work out one of the balls. He lost the ball. He was expecting Jofra Archer to.
You can see with his facial reactions, he wasn't very confident. It's the same. It's I do see a batting collapse. I see a follow, and hopefully a miracle can occur, and we have some strong partnerships. Apart from that, it's looking terrible. It's looking terrible for us.
Do you think this rain, we should be asking for the rain from Bradford to actually get down to Southampton?
Oh, I wish so. I wish so. Someone can pray, push it down.
Yeah, push it down. Because it doesn't look good. Do you understand? During the day, when you're watching that, when you come up, how did you actually feel when you was, the bowlers were being tonked everywhere, left, right, and centre? And as some fans, disheartening. I got down to, I was up decorating.
Yeah.
I watched watching paint dry was more exciting than watch Pakistan bowling today, and that is saying something. Absolutely dreadful it was. Absolutely dreadful.
It was. Let's see what they can do. Let's see what they can do.
Can you see anything being done?
Hard to tell. But England. See, also what I've seen is the England bowlers. They have studied our batsmen. They know where to bowl to Shan Masood to get him out, and his weakness is the legs. LBW.
He's been 8 times. 8 times Jimmy Anderson has got him out. Surely over the years you would have learned what they were saying at the first Test match, because when he came here in 2016, Jimmy Anderson had his number. Okay, so when he went back, and this time when in the first Test match gets 100, and they said, no, he's actually overcome his technical problems. Yeah. Well, as soon as second inning comes, he's back to square one. He hasn't learned really much, no matter how you do it. When you've got such a huge score to chase, and responsibility falls on you, he got found out again. The same with Abid Ali. Abid Ali, people have been for, in Pakistan have been saying for years he should be in the Test team. He should be so far saying. Yes, he gets 100 on his Test debut, but then you're playing against Bangladesh and you're playing against Sri Lanka. With due respect to them teams, they're not England or the top 3. teams or South Africa or any of these teams. He comes here and he's found out as well. You know, Abid is again wanting not international standard. I'm sorry to all these people, all these coaches over the years, so-called super professional cricketers, been saying to us, Abid is brilliant, this, that, the other. You know, they might be. And everyone seems to be blaming at the moment. It seems to
There's
be
a blame factor going on.
a
right
blame
now.
game at the moment.
Yeah.
Wasim Khan. Yeah. Wasim Khan is being blamed for everything what's going on in PCB, the coaches. Now, Wasim Khan has been in the job for just over a year. Okay, these players have got nothing to do with Wasim Khan and their ability. All the coaches that they've recently appointed, which we talked about yesterday as well, those coaches that people are criticising, they haven't done anything. Well, the previous one haven't done anything, because if that's what their standard they've produced, as fans, I don't care who you are. You know, the professionals can have your experts are all brilliant at what, you know, things that you're telling us. But as fans, what we see is rubbish, absolutely rubbish.
And it hurts us, because when you've been waiting 3 or 4 months to watch this match, and if it's not the rain, it's the performance by, you know, either our bowlers, either our batsmen, and it hurts us. But when, you know, is the Pakistan cricket team going to change, or are they going to change? That's the question. Are they going to move forward like India? India, looking at them 30, 40 years ago, there wasn't a strong team. Now, India's the best.
Yeah.
They've beaten Australia, you know. In Australia, no Asian team's done that. So.
What I see is from all the time what we see in terms of, you know, when you read information, read stuff, all these ex-players, all they're interested in, I want a job in PCB, I want this job, as job. When they get the job, actually nothing is done. You know, there is no real improvement. Any of these players who have come through, it seems that they're naturally talented. Whatever ability they've got is naturally. So they're not being coached. There's no real change. There's no step up. It seems from the under-19s to the test level, there isn't a step up. There isn't anything that's been actually done. You might think most of you experts, you know, cricketers, fantastic professionals, you've got, you know, 600 wickets or 700 wickets in professional game, or you got 5,000 runs, 10,000 test runs. You know the game better than us. But as pundit, as just ordinary fans, that's what we are. Just ordinary fans. What we see, unfortunately, is pure rubbish. You can justify it any way you want to say, technical, this, that, the other. It isn't good enough. If you can't go out there and perform for your country, you might as well pack your baggage up and go home.
You're right. Well spoken. And it's a shame, because we've, you know, the PCB have brought 30 players. Not 20, not 24. They've brought 30 players, so that 30 players expense that they're, you know, picking up. But you know, let's see what can happen.
No, the thing is, it's like 30 players. We've got you know, the bowling's been struggling.
Yeah.
So the two of the most recent, you know, top Pakistani bowlers, you could say Wahab Riaz and Mohammad Amir.
Yeah.
They're sat in the hotels, right? If they're not going to play Test cricket, you might say goodbye to them. You know, there's absolutely no point. They're both, in a way, if that's what their attitude is, they pass their sell-by date. Why on earth do you understand? Like, if I was one of them,
Yeah.
right, I'm sat in the hotel room and watching Pakistan get destroyed. What?
It would upset. See, with Mohammad Amir, he said, I think the last test that he played, he goes, the first ball, or was it the World Cup? And he said it to a Mickey off. He goes, the first ball, he goes, I know my body could not handle it. ODI, fair enough. You know, you're bowling 10 overs. T20, you're bowling 4 overs. Test match, you're bowling 30, 35, 20. Could be anywhere up to 50, 60 overs. But he goes, my body cannot handle it. I think it's the time that he's been off, you know, for the ban that he had. He's probably not exercised his body or gone into that physio. And it's just his body's cramped up. That's what I strongly believe. So I wouldn't just put the blame on Mohammad Ahmed. Yes, Wahab Riaz. Same with him, he's about 34, you know.
Yeah, but they should be part of the team.
Yeah.
Like, listen, you're talking about people's bodies and thing.
Yeah.
Jimmy Anderson, how old is he?
Is he 38?
38, exactly.
He's nearly getting his 600
he's been at the top level for the last 20 years, right? Okay, so his body, if somebody can look after their body and can't say, oh, my body can't take it. Ahmed is 27, 28, something in that region, you know, maybe 30, right? But if 30-year-olds can't bowl, a 30-year-old is showing them how to do it. Examples are there. Broad is fantastic. Broad is only, you know, 32. Again, almost 500 test wickets there. It's only, you know,
Yeah, Ms. Also, you're right. I reckon, you know what the problem is with our Pakistani players are, you know, once they play a tournament, once they play for Pakistan cricket team, and they're given that 2, 3, 4 month rest, and they're given a rest. But what our players do is they go play a T20 tournament, and they don't rest their bodies. And I think the same problem happened with Imad Wasim last year. You know, after the World Cup, they gave him time off, and they gave him enough time off to rest his body. You know, to go to through physio and the massage. However, he's gone in and he's played a T20. So that's the problem. I think for a lot of them, it's about making money. Because the the question is, shall I bowl 50 overs for Test, get paid the same, or shall I bowl 4 overs in a T20 tournament and get paid probably triple amount? So for them, I think they're all just securing their future. See, something like this wasn't about 30 years ago. So our bowlers then, if you look at Wasim Akram, Waqar Yunus, they're stuck in there. Shoaib Akhtar, they're stuck in there. They just bowled, and that's the reason they've got so many wickets. Since 2010, you look at any of our bowlers, Umar Gul, Shabir Ahmed, none of them, they've not got more than 200 wickets, and it's a shame. Yasser Shah as a leg spinner, he's on his 200?
He's got 200, yeah. He's the fastest to 200, but the thing is, again, he's a spinner, isn't he?
You look at Broad, 500 wickets. You look at Anderson, 500 plus wickets. So you're looking at all them. And then you look at our Pakistani bowlers as soon as it comes 200. But, a lot of the reason for that, I reckon, is because we don't play enough Test.
Yeah, I think that is partly to do with we struggle, but it seems like some of the players are not taking responsibility. We are getting them like short term. Hassan Ali came in, right?
Fantastic,
took a couple of years, and what I think is right, and again, it's a personal opinion that once they've get themselves into the team, it's difficult enough to come into a team, but it's even more difficult to actually be part of the team, to actually remain at the top. So you've got to work twice as hard. Once you're in and establish yourself, then you have to work even harder to actually be part of the team, to actually stay in it. But it seems as soon as some of our players are actually, into the team, then they don't want to play domestic cricket. What Wasim Akram was saying on today, that Pakistan board PCB must ensure that the likes of Shaheen Shah Afridi, Naseem Shah, Mohammad Hassan and the rest of the young crew, that they actually play regular first-class cricket in Pakistan. Regular first-class cricket, day in, day out ball, because at the moment it seems like first day there was a little bit of inspiration in the first morning, something happened, they got some wickets before lunch, the 4 wickets in that morning spur, after that it's just been downhill. There was no real impact in their bowling at all today. It was just like, men against the boys. Crawley just picked them off, just hit them everywhere you can name it. And his wagon wheel showed that he hit every shot you could have kicked. He hit them everywhere. Don Best was hitting them for 6s. And you think, what on earth are Pakistan players doing?
This is not the Pakistan team that you know of. Pakistan, they're always known for their bowling. Their bowling's always top. It's always unexpected with Pakistan bowling. You don't know what they're going to bowl next. However, with this, I think I think Crawley knew, I'm going to get the same ball. But I did see, the first day, I did see when Crawley was on 49, it took him 3 overs to make that single to get to his 50. But Shaheen Shah Afridi was bowling beautiful. That over that he bowled when Crawley was on 49, that's the only time I've seen Crawley literally, go for a little struggle. Just on that foot, I don't know if it was nerves or what it was, but once he got his 50, comfortable. It was a walk in the park for him. And when he was on 250s, and I thought, is he going to get 300? Because it's a shame, because last year Warner got 335 against us, and it was the same bowler, Shaheen Shah Afridi. You're going to Australia, you're playing the best. Who you bringing? 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds.
And that's where it seems like that the Pakistan cricket doesn't have that in between. The coaches, and they're talking about, we are coaches and stuff, this X, Y, Z, but the coaches don't seem to be, responding to anything. What have they actually brought out then? So in terms of Pakistan batting, you've only got one batsman really of top quality, and that's Babar Azam, and that's it. Asad Shafiq, yes, he's got almost 5,000 runs, so as Azhar Ali. But out of Pakistan, out of UAE, that's where they've been playing on flat tracks and all this time. Yet it seems at the moment, His last overseas innings don't even add up to 100.
Yeah,
The total
you're right.
doesn't add up to 100.
I think what they need to do is they need to review at the end of this tour. They need to review the team, review the players. Do we need a new captain in Test? Don't, and I strongly believe, do not put Babar as a captain in Test because it's too much pressure on him. You want him to go there and just play his game, just concentrate on scoring runs. They need a new captain. I think with Yasser Shah, he's aging, beautiful, brilliant bowler. He's aging, so we need to train Shadab. We need to train Shadab. See what we're lacking. I reckon the list goes on, and we can talk about this forever. But we need an all-rounder like Ben Stokes. I think every country and every
Yeah, but you're not going to get Ben Stokes at the
you're not going
moment.
to get along with Ben Stokes. But they were talking. We've got Fahim Ashraf. They sent him back to Pakistan. He's not
Well,
gonna
we've
come.
had few and the kind of false ones. There's
Yeah.
not really any of them that you can
See,
say.
after Abdul Razak.
Yeah, that's probably
I'm
last.
not
And
really-
Azhar Mahmood.
Azhar Mahmood, Abdul Razak,
Yeah.
Shahid Afridi. Shahid Afridi was a match winner. But after them, you've not really seen an all-rounder for Pakistan. You're either a good bowler or you're either a batsman, and that's about it. There's no, all-rounder, and that's what we need. And that's what I think the PCB and the coaches need to work on. But there's another thing, Masood Sab, is I think not only myself or yourself, but I think every single fan, they would pay $1 million if they have to read Yunus Khan's book.
Yeah.
Or what is right? Because each time that camera was going into Yunus Khan.
Yeah. Can we please, Yunus bhai, can we actually get some,
Yunus Khan,
Yunus भाई प्लीज कुछ इनको एक्चुअली को बैठ के अपने जो टेक्निक से वही तो सिखा दें. आप लिख के किताब पर लिख रहे हैं, ऑटोबायोग्राफी लिख रहे हैं, क्या लिख रहे हैं? We want to hear from you, please at least कुछ तो अपने impact वो किताब से जो ना पेपर से transfer it into the net, so into some of these batsmen so that he was brilliant himself.
Yunus Khan, fantastic.
When he was batting, when chips were down, as we kept saying yesterday.
Him, Mohammad Yusuf come in, or him and Misbah, they would come in, and you've got a strong middle order. There's not really a strong middle order we have now. There is not a strong middle order. And the thing that upsets me is a lot of our tailenders, they probably do better than our batsmen.
Yeah, even in the last game, one or two of them, and Shadab should have been playing.
Yeah.
We were a bowler short. Okay, in the end, when the things got desperate, they actually gave the ball to Fawad Alam, and he's picked up a couple of wickets, which is really good for the team because and then Asad Shafiq,
he's
got
the one
that.
that got Crawley out, and I did not expect that.
I don't think they even
I think he was
Crawley
shocked
expected
himself.
that.
He was shocked himself.
And Rizwan's keeping has been praised again, and it's been well. But I think maybe Rizwan is a brilliant keeper, but we're struggling. I think they talk about the Sarfraz should be reappointed captain again.
He can run that team and he can control the guys behind the wicket. Batting, okay. I think if he comes in now, because if you see him after they've dropped Sarfraz in the domestic when he come into bat, he's performed well. And his fitness level, and you think this is not the same Sarfraz Ahmed that was yawning
during the World Cup.
This is someone totally different.
Yeah.
But
he's paid price for yawning in the World Cup, hasn't he?
That's it.
Yeah.
Archer was yawning the same, I think, copying his stance over in the first test.
Well, he got left out as well, didn't he? So he got dropped, so they do pay a good price. I mean, we've got people on Facebook who thank you to everybody who's just joined us on Facebook. It's always good to, if you want to join in, please send a message and stuff, make comments. I will want to talk about. We want to hear from what you guys at home think. Thank you for joining us every night, but we want to hear this from you. What do you think of the current Pakistan team? I know a lot of you talk about it, a lot of you are cricket followers and despairing like us at the moment. What are your thoughts? Let us know. You're on my Facebook, Masood Sadiq. You could also send us a message on masood@macdigital.co.uk. That's my email address here at the studio. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but the only thing that can save Pakistan at the moment is the rain, and that's just about it. In the last test match, we were praying that the rain holds off, and in this one, I think also Pakistan fans will be praying that the rain does come and saves us from humiliation, because it's definitely going to be. I can see this ending by end of tomorrow evening. I really can, because now that Babar Azam's gone 24 for 3. You've got Jimmy Anderson, who's got his tail up. He's fantastic, bowling it just brilliantly. And first thing in the morning, again, the ball is hard.
It's
10
gonna be
overs
tough.
old, that's all it is.
Yeah. And Archer, I think he's gonna come in. He's gonna be attack. He's gonna attack, bowl attack. You know, bouncers, and they're going. Their aim would be by 30, 35, 40 overs. You know, get Pakistan all out. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, because what we were saying yesterday that, you know, I said to Tom yesterday, we were talking to Tom Jones,
Yeah.
I said, you know, Jofra Archer's not been really hot this month. And today he was like, the balls were whizzing past the batsmen.
I think Jofra
You know,
Archer heard you there. I
yeah,
think
he
watched
probably
I
heard
think
it.
he
He's
watched
probably
you
watching the
last
programme.
night.
Jofra, well played today, lad. I mean, for England, absolutely fantastic. And, you know, you've got a gem. They found a brilliant player in, you know, number 3, 22-year-old. He actually showed how to actually batter when under pressure. Came in, beautifully played, you know, each run. It was like everybody knew it was on the card. He was going to get double under. I mean, at one time I thought it was going to be 300. Really was frightening looking, and maybe even 350 for. You could see that coming. And England didn't want to declare. I mean, Joe Root didn't want to declare at all.
I think they could have gone on. But having said that, yeah, you're right. I think England have found a new number 3, Crawley. England, I believe, they're still struggling. They've not found opening. After Alistair Cook, they've not found, and Strauss, I've never seen someone that can replace them. You know, Ian Bell, they say Pope, you know, he's a replica, he can replace him, but Pope's not.
Pope's a talented player, I think, but if you look at Rory Burns, dear, oh dear, he gets, he's Shine Afridi's got his number on it.
Gets him out all the time, but England have not found strong openers after Alistair Cook and Strauss. Can England find some, you know, better openers? It'll be good, it'll work out, because they've got the Ashes coming up, so I think England need to gear up. And with England is how Pakistan are just, you know, trialing their 16, 17-year-olds bowl. I think that's what England are doing here. They're just gearing up for the Ashes, and they probably want to, you know, bring the Ashes home next year.
Yeah, perhaps I hope so. Brother Raja Ali from London, I think he's in Turkey at the moment. Are you back or are you still in Istanbul? He said they should play Rizwan as the batsman and Sarfraz as a keeper. Well, I think Sarfraz could be batting as a batsman, and Rizwan has been keeping really well. He's been exceptional. But then I think Sarfraz was pretty good keeper as well. He didn't let anybody down. I think he's just paid for price for the debacle in the World Cup, and yeah, we have that. You know,
they could if they take Azhar Ali out, put Sarfraz in, play Mohammad Rizwan as a batsman. Probably can. They probably can. Let's see, can it work? Can it not? But then I reckon you need Shadab in there as well. But then you need to give Fawad Alam a chance. So you can.
Well, Fawad has got a chance now.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a fantastic opportunity for the likes of Shafiq, Azhar Ali, and Fawad Alam to actually make.
Fawad Alam is under pressure, and I think this is gonna, you know, it's gonna be hard for him. Rizwan, last match under pressure,
performed
well, fantastic, beautiful. You know, on a pitch that is, you know, not working for the batsman, he performed well. But let's see, can Fawad Alam perform?
Well, I think it's an opportunity. Really, if you think about it, there's no pressure now.
Yeah, you know, you lost.
Yeah, as we
Unless
see it, right? You know, as things stand, right? Pakistan are, you know, they've got no hope. So if I was one of them, I'd say, well, okay, it looks like we're going to lose. Let's play without, you know, without any pressure. You know, just, you know, we've got nothing to lose now. It's that attitude, and just take the game to England. Because if they allow Jimmy Anderson and Archer and Broad in the morning, the way they played this evening against them, then there's no way Pakistan are going to go even 200. Crawley's score probably would be more than enough, even combined both innings. Oh, yeah. That's my fear. I think 267, what he scored, I don't think so. Pakistan will get that in both innings, as things stand now.
Fingers crossed.
Obviously, you know, they've got talented players, so there's an opportunity for them to change. So we want to say thank you to everybody who's actually been with us on Facebook. I think that's enough for today. I was just far too despondent. I don't know if you want to message us so we can carry on chatting a bit longer, but I think we just run out of words to say to Pakistan. I think we've just about had it enough for the day. We can hope and pray that Pakistan do make a comeback tomorrow. Somebody puts up a big score. There is 3-4 good batsmen who've got the ability, who have got the talent. Fawad Alam, Come on, Yard. We waited 11 years for you. 4 balls in the first. You played well, you bowled well, you've shown that you've got the ability. Let's have the runs tomorrow. We shall see you all back tomorrow evening